third engine I can make from this is this really nice SD40. This is actually why I wanted this box, because I wanted to fix this SD40. What a looker. And the two frame halves are here. Two frame halves. I've got a gas tank for it. I've got the circuit board and the two trucks. I'm missing the motor, so I have to borrow a motor from somewhere. And there's my other truck. So that's going to be fun to fix. Okay, so here we are. Now this is what I got from my box. I'm missing the motor. So I'm going to use this little guy here. That's a donor motor I have. It's an Atlas motor, but it should fit in there. There's only one way to find out. It's to try it. So first I'm going to clean my parts. So I use a toothbrush with some soap and warm water. The motor and the worm gears are certainly very important, but where power is made, or what makes the locomotive run quiet or noisy, it's really all in the trucks. So I'm going to take special attention to these. So these look pretty good. This one's actually the one that's in the best of shape, but this one I have a little problem with it. There's a pin here. I'm going to refocus that for you. There's a pin here that keeps your truck inside the frame. So that pin has been broken off on this side. Now this won't keep the locomotive from running. In fact, I'll get this thing to run fine. But every time I pick it up from the truck's going to fall out. It's not my favorite thing. It's not a huge problem for me. I'll run it like that, but just so you know what does what. So I clean everything again with my rag. And then I'm going to put everything back together. I like to start with the center one. And then I'll put the outside ones. Your contact strips, they have pins here where they're supposed to fit. The wheels are interchangeable and the contact strips are also interchangeable. That makes it easy. You don't have to worry about having one go on the one side and the other go on the other side. There. Then I'll put the other one on. So be careful, the cone at the end of each wheel goes into its bearing. So once you get everything where you want it, you can put the side frames back on. And the side frames, they'll just click into place. It's a beautiful machine, there's hardly any glue on it. Everything's well made. You roll it with your finger to be sure that you're happy with the result. That feels pretty good to me. Now I'm going to do the lubrication. So one drop is all you need. The trucks, I never put any lubrication on my trucks. So now I'm going to put my motor in with the two worm gears. Now the polarity that the engine should go, if you have the engine like this, it'll go one way. If you have it like that, it'll go the other way. So this one, it's not so obvious which way has the correct polarity. The only way I can know really is to try it. So I'm going to try it this way. If it matches my other engines, then I'll know I've got the correct polarity. And if it goes backwards, when my other engines go forward, I just have to flip it around like that. Then it will be correct. So the cradle just goes in here. actually I want my contact strips on this side, so I'll put them like that. So it actually goes in nice and easy. And now I'm going to install my worm gears. Same thing, I have to take my time. Now my flywheels are a little shorter than they should be, but they work. I'll put the other side in. The correct replacement motor is available from Kato. I order stuff from them sometimes, and they're very nice. Everything comes when it's promised and like it's promised. And then I'm going to put the other side in. Don't forget your isolation strips. You really need those. And then I'm going to put in the 2 screws. I don't tighten them all the way. I just start them while I put the 2 contact strips. These will be held together by the gas tank, but I still want to have them there so I can put my trucks over them. I can see they're bent out of shape. The previous owner bent them a little bit. I'm gonna fix this off camera. So as you put on your trucks, remember that there's an arrow here. Here, I'll refocus that. There's an arrow here that's going to point towards the outside of the locomotive. And like this one for the other side. So this last one, no matter what I do, it won't stay there. So I'll be putting on the gas tank next. Now as you put your contact strips, make sure they go under this pin and over this one, so you have proper contact. Now I'm going to put my circuit board. If you want to convert it to DCC, this is when you do it. After that, well, this is the DC board. So if I wanted a DCC board, I just have to put it in like this. Now I have to make sure while I'm lowering this that my I have to make sure that my 2 pins from my motor are under these. Very important. So as I do it, I just have to make sure they're lined up properly. Like this. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll finish this off camera. Okay, well, we're almost done. Now I'm just going to check to see if I have the proper circuit. Sounds pretty good. I'm going to go check it on the track. That's the only way I can be sure. So let's have a look. It would probably run better if it was on the track properly. So it runs very well. The only problem is it takes too much amps because it's an Atlas motor, too much voltage, so it won't match my other SD45. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap the motor out from a motor from an SD9. So that should make it run at the same speed as my SD45. So now this is with the SD9 motor. Very satisfied with that. Now that my drive is working correctly, I'm going to spend some time working on my shell. It has no couplers, so I'm going to put on some couplers. Now the previous owner left me no couplers, but he left me these boxes at the end, and I'm going to use those to maintain my couplers. Now, I wouldn't have had to take the shell apart because I could have cleaned it without it, but I can get in there just a little bit better to get to my couplers. So while I have it apart like that, I'm going to be doing the couplers. I'm going to refocus that for you so you can have a good look. Now these, they fit with the pin upside down. And then I'll just slide them in very slowly. So I could put a screw in there, there's a place for it, but I'll just use the retainer that the other guy gave me. Now all that's left to do is put the shell back on. Nice and easy. And now it's time to, hey, wait a minute, I think I forgot something. You can't run any trains without your horn. So I have to put one on. Here we go. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.